In August 1947, when after 300 years in India, the British finally left, the subcontinent was partitioned into two independent nation states, India and Pakistan. Immediately, there began one of the greatest migrations in human history as millions of Muslims moved to Pakistan and East Pakistan, now known as Bangladesh, while millions of Hindus and Sikhs headed in the opposite direction. Many hundreds of thousands never made it. Across the Indian subcontinent, communities that had coexisted for almost a millennium attacked each other in a terrifying outbreak of sectarian violence, with Hindus and Sikhs on one side and Muslims on the other. A mutual genocide as unexpected as it was unprecedented. In Punjab and Bengal, provinces abutting India's borders with Bangladesh and Pakistan, the carnage was especially intense, with massacres, forced conversions, mass abductions, and crime against women. Some British soldiers and journalists who had witnessed the Nazi death camps claimed partition's brutalities were even worse. By the year 1948, as the Great Migration drew to a close, more than 15 million people had been uprooted, and between 1 and 2 million were found to be dead. The comparison with the death camps is not so far-fetched as it may seem. Partition is central to modern identity in the Indian subcontinent, as the Holocaust is to identify among Jews, branded painfully onto the regional consciousness by memories of almost unimaginable violence. A very striking feature of the partition of 1947 was that amongst all the areas, Punjab was the one most affected by this scenario, as it was Punjab which was literally divided into two parts: the eastern Punjab, the current Punjab, and the western Punjab, which became a separate country known as Pakistan. 62% of the area of the former Punjab went over to Pakistan, and the remaining 38% remained in the newly formed Indian territory. As a result, Lahore, the traditional capital of Punjab, went over to Pakistan, along with many other historic gurudwaras, universities, and important historical places. The partition of 1947 was not only a mismanaged event, but it also created a feeling of animosity between the two newly formed nations for years to come, which also included tensions at the border frequently. Apart from Punjab, the state of Jammu Kashmir was also affected by this whole event and still continues to be a topic of dispute among the two nations. Since partition, there has been conflict between India and Pakistan over Kashmir, which both parties say should belong to them. So many years on, and there are still tensions and divisions in the country, and many families have never been able to go back to where their ancestors used to live. For people living in India and Pakistan, traveling to the other country is not easy, even if it is to visit their family. Progress has been made, but just as the country was divided so many years ago, there are still divisions to this day. And as we celebrate the nation's Independence Day, we must also remember the loss of mankind that occurred in August 1947.